We sadly left Alaska, but went straight down to Haynes because supposedly you could see bears catching salmon there. Even on our first day, we got quite a show. It got crazier after that. Sadly, bears here learn to walk or run at fishermen in order to chase them away, hoping they drop anything they may have. Because of that, as soon as you catch a fish, you're supposed to clean it out and get it into your car as soon as possible. Hey bear! Hey! Hey! Some fishermen were keeping fish in a bucket though, so this bear really wanted that bucket. He even stood up to get a better look at that bucket. I was shocked to see his head in my footage since I was busy backing away, especially after it stood up. Chilkoot Lake feeds the rather short Chilkoot River, and on August 19th, the pink salmon were running really well. All the various types of salmon here must swim through a fish wire, which has one open gate where a sonar counts all the fish. Of course, that means a lot of salmon stack up behind the weir as they search for the opening, and after the weir, where they take a rest before moving on. The bears learned this and constantly fish the weir, and rather successfully. The bears literally walk a loop along the weir, down the side of the river, up and over the bridge on the south end, then back up the other side of the river, back to the weir. During the day though, fish and game biologists actually man a second gate in the weir where they net salmon as they try to swim through, weigh and measure them, and release them back. The bears seem to be really afraid of them, or this guy is one scary guy. Who wants a job where you have to run at grizzly bears several times a day?
That's pretty nice though, seeing the water and everything.
Yeah.
It was cool when he was jumping and catching them.
Yeah. As soon as they started walking down the weir, the bear got out of the water and took off. He's like, oh god.
I'm sure they've scared him off before.
Yeah.
They've got a big air horn over there.
Oh, whoa!
Oh, good one.
Missed it?
Missed it. Must have been fun though. We've been spending a good portion of this week here at Haynes at the Chilkoot State Recreation Area. It's a campground over there. It's $20 a night and it's beautiful. There are 5 sites right along the lake. Not on the lake, but near the lake. And it's a quick walk down to the day-use area to go fish and kayak. And the lake is just beautiful. There's a glacier at the end. Certain days the water is just so calm. But we do everything here. We went kayaking. We did go fishing at the lake at the inlet. And we did go fishing here. There's a nice little parking area behind me. And there are these signs here. People come here to take pictures. The first day we were here, we walked over here and we saw a bear walking around. And he got pretty close to us. And I'll show you some of the footage of that. But then the second day we thought, hey, let's go fishing here. Generally, a lot of people fish over here. In fact, when we were here, there was a tour group of fishermen, like guided tour, and they were out there. There's a whole bunch of them. There were about 3 women here fishing right next to the rock, and we fished next to that other big rock, and it was great. Tina actually got a bunch of pink salmon, and I got a couple, but I had trouble with my line. I think I was using something much lighter than I was supposed to be using. I thought I was using, and they broke off, but we decided to keep one because it looked fresher. One pink salmon. We cleaned it and then popped it in a Ziploc bag, and Tina had her own bear spray. She came up the walkway and she was at the car putting it in the fridge. And while she was putting it in the fridge, she heard people yell, "Bear, bear, bear," from that way. And at that point, I was down there getting my gear set up again because my leader broke earlier. And I turned around and I saw a grizzly bear running along this grass path straight at me. And I just grabbed my backpack. There was no fish there. It might have been a little, you know, there's fish smell because I just cleaned it. So I just grabbed my backpack and backed away. And it looked like for a second he was gonna run right across. But then he stopped and he turned and walked straight towards me. And I started yelling. I backed away until I was in the fast flowing river. I just had boots on, so I was up to like mid-thigh in that. And he was going down and he kept coming and I kept yelling, and he would like stop, but then he kept coming, so I actually had to spray bear spray on him. And it didn't reach him exactly, but as soon as I sprayed, he jerked back and took a few steps back, and then he turned around and started coming at me again. So I had to spray him a second time, and the second time he walked along the shore, stared at, there was one lady still there, stared at her, and then I walked kind of closer to her, and then the bear just kind of walked slowly on. But he was there for a long time. Tina said after she put the fish away, she came back to this area where there were just a ton of people watching, because anytime a bear is walking down the street, all these people with $1,000 lenses, multi-$1,000 lenses, walk down the street chasing the bears. Literally like 10 people will be chasing the bears. They were all watching. Tina saw me spray the second one, but she didn't see me spray the first one. And so it was little old me over there with a giant grizzly bear. He was a big one too. And then he continued on, and everybody ran forward. There's a bridge out there, and everybody ran over there because the bears have a pattern. It's quite odd. You see some of the same people here every day. We were here Monday, and we came down here Monday as well, and we've seen them every day. All day they're here. They take up all the parking spots, so really nobody else can come. Maybe one or two are left, but they're not here today. I don't know why. We think maybe it's because Fish and Game maybe put up a bear caution sign that wasn't there before. That wasn't there yesterday, but maybe something happened, I don't know, yesterday evening. Maybe a bear got a fish. But there's nobody fishing today, oddly enough. Usually there's a ton of people. It's very weird. So on this trip to Haynes, we've seen bears every day, whether we want to or not, along the river, at the outlet, and we haven't seen any at the campground, but supposedly they come through there once in a while. I actually used up a bear spray, if you can believe it, and I felt like I definitely needed to use it at the time. But Haynes is one crazy place, and it's a beautiful campground. I would definitely come here again. Just being able to camp, kayak, fish, just everything from just right at the campground. It's actually really, really nice spot. And just the mountains and the glacier views. If you paddle out, you could see more glaciers. Haynes is a beautiful place to visit. You definitely have to come out here. Just watch out for all the crazy cameramen, because they do stupid stuff trying to get pictures of bears. And we also think that maybe the cameraman chased the bear, and that's why he ran along the field. He wasn't really coming at me until he decided to, but he was running away from them. So watch out for the cameraman. Beautiful Haynes. It's funny that it says high bear activity. Yeah, super high, because multiple times a day multiple bears come through. But here, when you catch a fish, you can't keep it with you. You have to immediately go put it in your car. $300 fine. But this wasn't here yesterday. I think a bear got a fish. This is the most common viewing area. You'll see people sitting here because the bears know all the salmon are kind of locked in this river between the outlet, and there's a fishing weir here. I'll show you. What it is just basically a barrier that's angled, and there are two openings. One has like I believe a sonar that counts the fish going up, and one is manned by two people, usually two people, and they actually catch the fish that go through. weigh them and measure them so they can log like how big the fish are going through. And they really only count sockeyes, not pinks. But because of that, all the fish are slowed down here. Although also the pink salmon spawn in this river between the outlet and here. And the bears will actually literally do a loop along the wire. When there's nobody working, they'll actually just walk along the wire, come on this side of the river, go across the bridge, and then go back along the side, just over and over, and they just catch fish along the way. And they really like catching fish over there because I guess they're bottlenecked there, but once they get past the wire, they take a break in the pools ahead of it. So the bear just comes up and walks on the other side of the wire and just catches fish like nothing because they just sit there. It's really easy peasy for them, and then go sit off over there to eat. There's probably carcasses like crazy over there. But today I'll lead it up. There's no cameraman. It's a beautiful day. Yesterday it was raining and there were a bunch of people. And today it's not raining, it's beautiful, there's no wind, but there's nobody here. So we think something happened. We gotta check the news once we get service. But it's really interesting here. And fish counts, AM 0, but they have little boards here about what to do in the bear. Stand your ground, blah blah. But yeah, so while here at Haynes, I had the first experience of ever having a grizzly bear run at me. Kind of run near me, but then they'd stop and walk towards me. It was quite an exciting day that day. No bears right now though that I can see. Usually this is all full as well. There's one spot for emergency vehicles, but usually all the parking spots are full. But oddly enough, it's just 2. And we don't see anybody fishing at all, which is incredibly unusual because there's always tons of people fishing. And because there's a lot of people fishing and keeping fish, there's fish smell everywhere. Like, people were fishing here just yesterday. And the fact that the grizzlies will actually catch fish and leave carcasses everywhere. There's fish smell everywhere. But I don't know if you hear that. That's a bald eagle screaming at me. He's hard to see, probably won't show up on the GoPro, but there's one there. There's also one behind me to the right. They're all over here. It's a just a little north of here is a bald eagle preserve, and there's just bald eagles everywhere. Lots of bald eagles here. Lots of food out here too.
On the rocks trying to catch.
Chilkoot Lake is an absolute gem for anybody into kayaking or fishing. Because it's surrounded by mountains on most sides, for such a huge lake it is surprisingly calm most of the time. The water was full of pink salmon and some sockeye salmon. Because of them, also Dolly Varden would love eating salmon eggs. After an overly exciting time fishing on the river, we opted to spend the rest of our fishing at the outlet of the lake far away from the Grizzly Loop. A seal often came by as well, probably also happy to catch fish without worrying about grizzlies. Anything now.
Now salmon is coming through.
You didn't spend long eating that one.
Oh no, the poor salmon is still wiggling there. So the salmon is just half eaten and it's in front of the white bucket.
Oh,
And the right
you
still
just
wiggling.
left it.
Didn't even at all. Yeah.
surprised he's still walking across. One day we drove down to look for bears, and like usual, a bear was walking on the weir. It then went south on the street side towards the bridge. We drove there, only to find a bridge full of photographers. Because of its popularity, this area is teeming with photographers. Many of these photographers, however, are acting incredibly inappropriately, and we were sure eventually they would get these bears killed. At Denali, they said keep 900 feet away from bears, but some here are barely keeping 9 feet. I guess it's still underneath. Yeah, looking down really hard. This is the closest you can get, I
can
guess.
see it on the phone of the one girl. Now I see it.
I guess this is the closest you can get. It's pretty safe. Guess I should have stopped and jumped out. Next time I think I don't know.
It's interesting that she's walking up.
Oh, like... Is she?
Mm-hmm.
Away from the water?
She walks towards the outlet.
Oh, there she is. Oh, smelling the fishermen.
Yeah.
Probably the activity recently. Uh-oh, coming back. Uh-oh. What if it decides to cross the bridge? Everyone's better run! What's it doing?
Walking towards the right. So...
Oh, everyone's walking away because it's coming up to the bridge. Everyone's walking away.
Oh, he's right behind you.
Oh yeah, holy cow, right
here.
behind. This guy's right here still filming. Why are they all filming? The bear's right here. Wow, everyone just standing there. Look how close this bear is to everyone. Everyone just standing there filming it. It literally was like 4 meters away. Oh, uh-oh. Oh no, it's running. It's running after the people now.
Yeah, that will help them getting up there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, now the bear's... Yeah, he's going off to the left.
Oh, he's gonna go up the stream now. People are standing right here and the bear is right there. On our last day on our drive to the ferry terminal, we happened upon a brown bear moving rocks along the Chilkoot Inlet, looking for maybe mussels. This was all saltwater here. We were fascinated by it, glad it could scavenge for food without 20 people in its face. He tries to move the boulder, Jay's like, I can't move it.
Now it's like a little bit past low.
The ferry ride to Skagway for a car and 2 adults was about $135 US, so well worth it in order to drive another road. The road out of Skagway is absolutely beautiful though, so make it a point to take this drive. Thanks for watching, everybody. We had a great time in Alaska, but September is coming, so we have to start making our way south before any snowstorms hit the high passes along the route. Have a good night. Thanks for watching, everybody. We had a great time in Alaska, but September is coming, so we have to start making our way south before any snowstorms hit the high passes along the route. Have a good night.